What up? It's Marbleguy, and welcome back to How to Demon. Push it down. Push it down. Throw it up. Catch it. Spin it. Twist it. Bop it. Okay, stop. How to Demon. This is the series where I, Marbleguy, take a non-extreme demon, because extreme demons are another series altogether called How to Extreme and Shat. Beat the level, then give you a high-level tutorial and level review on said level. Without further ado, we about to be running to that level like... Let's do it! This was my first lefty insane demon that I ever beat, because I beat 9 circles and a couple other easier ones when I was learning lefty. This was my first notable lefty achievement, a level I'd never beat before. Had to learn it, had to beat it. I've beaten some harder things lefty since this level, but finally coming around and doing this level. Before we begin though, I have to shout out one YouTuber. His name is BoredKidOnline. He came into my stream, the same stream that I beat Acropolis. And he, over the course of like 2 weeks, donated to me over $1,000 for no reason except that he wanted to be kind and that he liked my streams. I have to shout him out because he just was so kind to me for seemingly no reason, and it just meant so much to me that I have to put that out there. I have to shout him out. Go subscribe to him, BoredKidOnline. He's a young kid. He's trying to pull up his channel. He's trying to build a good channel. He's learning how to be a great YouTuber. Just go give him a sub. Go support him. He's done so much for me. I don't even deserve $1. He's given me way more than that. Please go sub to him. That's going to be in the description, hopefully, if I remember. Does Marbleguy ever remember anything? I don't know. Acropolis by Zobros. So, Acropolis starts, actually, the hardest part of the level is at the beginning. That's the level. Like everybody, most people would tell you that, unless you have like a really gaping weakness like ship or ball or something like that. This first bit, this first 10% is really, really difficult compared to the rest of the level, but because it's at the beginning, you can get it kind of consistent. It has some odd timings though, but it's kind of good. It's in a unique way. So first bit, you see that there's a spike, so you have to jump, and then you can't just hold the button. You can't just do a jump there. You have to do jump. So 1, 2, and then you're gonna go follow it up with another 1, 2. You're gonna jump up here and then down and hit that pink orb like almost as late as possible. Not too late, but really, really late. And then you come to this part, and it's another 1, 2. You're gonna hit that blue orb late, because if you hit it early, you just do that, and you're way off. So you really had taking advantage of hitting the orbs late. All right, and then we get to this orb. And now for this orb, what happens with this orb, a lot happens at once. You may not be able to see it. You fall down towards that spike, and when you hit that blue orb, you're hitting the orb and holding the button. So it's switching gravity and then jumping at the same time. So even though you're actually on the ground right there, because the upside down part, you jumped upside down, you're touching the ground and the ceiling, you're gonna fall upwards, you're gonna hit the orb, it's gonna jump you as you're hitting the orb because it's all happening in such a small space, and then you'll jump towards the next part. So be aware of that. You're gonna hold the button a little here, and you have to hold it at the right time, and you jump. All right, this part right here, this next 2% was like the hardest part of the first cube for me to get consistent, because it almost looks impossible. Like cubes aren't supposed to go through those weird like one gap steps. That's like so weird, but you can do it. Of course, it's only an insane demon. So I will show you the quickest, the rhythm that I use to do it. Rhythm is the best way to learn this part, because you kind of get the rhythm first and then you learn it later. Like you really understand how the part works after you find the rhythm for it. So I'll show you the rhythm, practice with the rhythm, and then you'll come to you later. Here we go. So the rhythm that I have for this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Wow, I actually did that first try, and then I hit that yellow orb you have to hit really late, because if you hit it too early, you're in bad straits. I nailed that first try. So I'm going to tell you, rewind the video and watch that rhythm again. That part's confusing, but you should be able to get it with time. Really what's happening is you're just changing gravity and jumping up through the spaces. First normal gravity and then anti-gravity. So it's not really confusing, it's just weird to look at first. So using that click pattern, you'll do that, then you'll get a feel, and then you'll understand it. So next, you have to jump early here to get over that spike, but still get into that blue portal gap. You jump out of here, nice and simply. Then you hold the button for 3 clicks. So 1, 2, 3. And that brings you to here. Then you go jump at the edge, jump at the edge, jump at the edge, hit the yellow orb a little bit late. You don't want to hit that too early, because if you hit it too early, you die. So now we're into the ball part here, and this is where it starts to let up a little bit. This ball part's also a little tough, but it lets up for sure. So you want to go down immediately, and then you have a 1, 2, 3 timing right here. So you go down 1, 2, 3. See, and you hit that yellow orb late, and most of the orbs in this level you're gonna hit late. But then when you get here, you're going to you don't go immediate, because you go immediate you die. You kind of wait a split second, and you go hold. And then the next 4 clicks, once you get through that gap, you're buffering your input. You just want to go as early as possible. And if you have to get the gap right, really right, because you can go through this gap in the spikes and still miss the edge of that corner. So you have to try to go early, but early as possible and still good. So like that. So hold and then buffer the inputs to early as possible, and then you're gonna hit that pink orb late. If you get the coin, great. If you don't, it doesn't matter. I guess I did get the coin. I didn't even know until now. Yeah, if you don't, whatever. You have to hit the orb just a little bit later for the coin. Next, this is just a series of 1-2s. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That was a little late there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So you get that rhythm, and then again it's a 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. You get to the ship. The ship part, it's like really easy and really hard at the same time, because there's a lot of weird things going on, but then it's also slow. So it's like, and it's not too tight. So you get kind of like you can settle for a second. This first bit I found to be most consistent. I mean, I really just kind of semi-straight fly through it. And remember, I was learning how to play lefty at this point. So it was a lot of just weird straight fly stuff to learn this. But I would say you want to just start by going like 1, 2, like a 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, up. I went like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then you want to do 1 click down there. Just keep yourself set. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then 1 click. Just 1 click to go down that corridor to put you in place to hit that orb. And then what you do is you hit the orb and hold. So hit the orb and hold down, and then you hit the ceiling for like a half second, and then you come back up. And then when you come back up, you're gonna go like 1, 2, 3. Just guide yourself into the portal, and then you want to just straighten yourself out of the portal. And then I kind of actually had a click count for out of the portal. I did like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to make sure I drop right, because I would always drop a little bit early or late here. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little late there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you'll get the hang of it. And then it's like pretty easy. You just recover yourself right here and get into this gap. This next cue looks really confusing to play at first. I remember seeing this part and I was like, oh my god, how do you ever learn that? I can't even see what's going on. But it's not that hard. It's actually one of the easiest parts of the level once you learn it. It's simple. What you do is you jump out of this portal right here. That's the first jump. Then you're gonna jump late off of that column, and then late off of that column. So late, all right? And then here, this is like a mini triple spike. You can see the 2 spikes from the thing. You're just gonna go over. Yeah, you do just over. It's almost like a mini double spike for slow speed. So you go over, and then you can hold the button. So you can go jump, hold, and then you go late off this part too, because you have to get over this thing. So late and then 1, 2. So see, late and then 1, 2, hold. Late, 1, 2, jump. Late, 1, 2 to hit that orb that's in the spike, jump. And then here, you're actually gonna jump late to get over this spike right here. And then you'll hit the pad, and then as you hit the pad, you go high enough to get to that orb. And you actually, you're just gonna hit the orb and you fall down here. And then when you get here, you can't hold immediately, because then you die. But if you just wait a split second, you can just hold the button for the rest of it. So you just hold the button for the rest. And then you hit this orb late, and then just hit the orb late and settle for a sec. If you hit the orb late and you start clicking, then you're just gonna go up. You wanna hit the orb late and settle, and then start controlling your ship. And then you get into the mini ship. And the mini ship's actually much easier than the regular ship, in my opinion. You just have to get the feeling for how to go down into that. But once you do, it's not that hard. And then you pull up with 1, 2. I even ended up just pulling up with 1 click like that. So maybe that's even more consistent. But sometimes you would do 1, 2 once you get used to it. So you're gonna go 1, 2, and then hold, and then you hit the ceiling. This one's a little, you hit the floor, I guess, not the ceiling for the upside down. You hit that floor. If you're on 60 hertz, you really just tap the floor and that's it. You hit, and as soon as you touch the ceiling, you let go. But if you're on 240 or even 144, you have to hold on the ceiling a little bit longer. So for 60, you're just going to hold, and then as soon as you hit the ceiling, let go. But see, like, that doesn't work for 240. I'm on 240. So 240, you have to actually hold a little bit on there, and then let go. So you see how that's a little bit different. Hold a little on there and let go. Hold a little on there, hit the blue orb, just tap it. Don't hold the button. And then you recover yourself here. And then for this UFO, I recommend landing your mini ship on the platform before you go into the UFO, so that you're at a consistent place when you go through the portal every time. If you sometimes go through the UFO portal, like, look, I'll show you. This is going through the UFO portal, not hitting the floor first. Well, as you can die too, by the way. See, look, you fall right into about that third spike from the top. If you hit the floor first, you actually are much higher up. Yes, you can guide yourself into the portal every time and never hit the floor. It's just easier to just hit the floor. But you can see how you're in a completely different height whether you hit the floor or not. So be careful about that. You want to induce consistency. So I recommend hitting the floor every time. So you hit the floor, and then what you're going to do is go 1, 1, 2. But not too quickly, because you can get in that gap. You can go 1, 1, 2. And then that kind of sets you onto the floor, so you're consistent again here. You jump into this gap. It's jump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you jump late off of that. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here, if you jump too early off of this, first of all, you can die. But if you jump too early off of this, you can get stuck where it affects your clicks later on in this part. So I recommend trying to jump as late as you can off of this, so that you have enough distance to go in the next part. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and see, I'm a little bit low there, so to be careful. 1, 2. So that means if you're a little bit low in that middle part, that means you have to be a little bit slower with your 1, 2s, because the 1, 2. So like if you see, you can do 1, 2, 1, 2. That's really fast, or you can do 1, 2, 1, 2. Actually, it was lower though. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. See, that's slower. And that actually makes you go a little higher and farther into that gap area. So be careful with that. Just adjust that. So 1, 2, but it's still the same type of rhythm. 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2. So I'm failing a little bit here. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. That's the rhythm there. One more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. And then you get into the ball part. So that's UFO is just a rhythm. It's a little annoying. I don't like UFO corridors very much usually, but it's not terrible. But then you come out of it here. Next part here, this ball part's not too bad. You're going to be hitting orbs. Just so you go hit. You want to hit that pink orb kind of late, and then hit the blue orb late, because you're going to go hit. And then you hit early, late, and 1 late. So early, late, and then late again. Early, late, late. Late blue orb, late pink orb. Because if you hit the blue orb too early, die. If you hit the pink orb too early, die. And then here, it's just a rhythm. It's just 1, 2, 3, hold 4, and then hit the 2 orbs as early as possible. And then you're just gonna have to tap the blue orb here. And then this part is a little weird, because you're like doing a jump, because you're jumping up with the ball, and then it becomes a cube and comes back down. So it's almost like a jump, but not quite. So you just have to get the feel of it. The rhythm here is usually just click, click. So you get out of that. You have to just practice that, because it's not really a consistent way to do that. You just have to know where on the ground to click the button and practice that. And then just a series of triples, and then you get to the infamous last wave, which is a fun last wave. It's not that bad. It's just chokeable. Make sure you jump far enough on these final triples that you hit the portal. And then for this last part, I really don't have any tips, because it's not that hard. I would say my usual basic tip is if you're finding this a hard part, just break it down into click timings and be like, oh, 1, 2, 3, and then in each part you have like a click count for the wave. If not, if it's easy for you, then just practice it a few times so you don't choke it. But that will actually do it for Acropolis. We've come through the full level. One of my favorite insane demons. So the level review is going to be positive here. Not everybody thinks good about this level, but I personally like it. I kind of respect its old-fashioned classic nature, and I love the uniqueness of its weird timings and its only slow-speed gameplay. For the review, let's start with Gamma Play. This is the 40-point scale. We got, for me, it's like an 8 out of 10 for Gamma Play for sure. Like it is just a really interesting level to learn and play. There's not many other levels that I can think of that even have anything close to this type of gameplay, especially that first cube. While annoying, it's like, where do you ever see anything like that? You gotta give it credit for that. The gameplay's pretty fun once you learn it too. It has a nice flow to it. It's not like the worst, most annoying gameplay to learn. It's just a little odd timings at first. Once you learn the timing, it flows pretty well. Music sync. The music sync is pretty good in this level because the game modes and some of the different like the triple spikes at the end goes boom, boom with the music. That's really good. The wave at the end, even though it's not synced to every note, it has the right feel. The wave feel at the end of the spam feels right with the music. There's a lot more click sync than you might first notice in like the first cube and the balls and even some of the ships. So I mean, honestly, the music thing for this, I'm gonna have to give this another 8 out of 10. It's just very solid. 2 points off just because it's not like it's no Belloc, right? I mean, like that's really the peak of music sync. Visual appeal. I mean, this is gonna upset a lot of people because I know a lot of people who do not think this looks very good, but I think the level looks good for what it's going for the theme and the feel that it's going for, and the time that it was made. Visual appeal is on point. I really just like looking at this level, even though I know it's no ACU with all the modern things flying around. It looks good, it looks pleasant, and it looks like it fits a nice theme. So I gotta give visual appeal another 8 out of 10. I really do. It's just an extremely awesome level to look at, and it elicits a nice feel, and it's like something that's so themed well, yet it's not like a normal healthy demon. It's like this has its own special theme, so it's worth an 8 out of 10. Finally, uniqueness. This level is the peak of uniqueness for me when it comes to an insane demon, so it's a 10 out of 10 for uniqueness. The slow speed only gameplay is really unique. The first cube, like I said, you're not going to see that anywhere else except for like Acropolis, or maybe some Hatred, because Hatred's like a little inspired by it. Some of the ball gameplay you never see. Some of the ship stuff is really cool. The UFO, some of the UFO choices with like the one part where you have to do the 1-2 on the ceiling, but if you go too quick, there's like a gap up there. You have to hit the 1-2 in the right place, and the big UFOs. Like that's cool. And the final wave, and just a lot of unique ideas, and with the speed and the song, it just all fit right together very nicely. Especially when this came out back in the day, this was extremely good. So that comes together really nicely. That comes together for a 34 out of 40, which might be the highest number I've ever given on a how-to demon or how-to extreme. And I don't remember. We'd have to do a little flashback moment. James, can we do a flashback moment?
Yep. Let's go. All right, here we go. We've got the 3 how-to demons that have already happened. One of them being how-to extreme in. Right? Wait, what? Oh, I forgot. I almost forgot. He named Fire Temple 3 because he thinks Cataclysm should be in a different series because it's an extreme demon. What the heck? Alright, we'll look at that one separately. Let's start with Supersonic, one of his most viewed videos still.
The play does represent a level.
Oh my gosh, this is before my editing and I forgot. Oh, look what he did.
Level really well. So that's the level review. That comes to a 29 out of 40, so pretty good for a level, especially one that people
Next,
rate.
high level tutorial, How to Demon number 2, Ultimate Demon Mix. Let's go. Was this the first one I did?
What's going on?
I think so? What happened at the end? Yeah, it was. Nice. Alright, let's go.
And that comes to a total of 25 out of 40. So there you go. That is the total score. I think it's fair. I think it's 25.
Not good enough. Next, Michigan Tribute, Fire Temple. This is recent. This is a good video. Go watch this video.
That calculates, hopefully I get this right, 26 out of 40? I think so.
No.
9 plus 4 plus 5
No.
26 out of 40. Unless I completely forgot one of my ratings. So I think you got a 26 out of 40, which isn't bad. Fire Temple, I don't think it's a bad level, so...
These are all around the same level, the same length, like the same, like, not length, what? These are all around, like, the same number, like, honestly. So I'm curious now. Where does Kata come in? He really did do this as a separate series, didn't he?
What's going on? It's GD Marble. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up for level review. That gives a 33 out of 40 for this level, and anything in the 30s is really good. What? Check the numbers again. 34. One away. Cataclysm and Acropolis are good levels. They're great levels, and wow. Okay, there you go. Final rating, Acropolis 34, Cataclysm very close. All right, that's it. Bring it back. But yeah, I think it is. 34 to 40 is pretty damn good, but I really do love Acropolis, one of my favorite insane demons for sure. So that will do it for the level completion. level tutorial and review. Now we'll get to the level completion, where I freak out because it was my first lefty notable achievement, we'll call it. And yeah, we'll see you in the next How to Demon video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your questions below. Good luck with Acropolis. I beat Acropolis. It's over.
Oh,
Let's be
nice.
done. That's the first lefty achievement. That's it.
Whoa.
It's
Good job.
over.
Wait, what?
I've done
You
something
actually,
lefty.
you fluked something.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you flew from like 60.
Oh,
That's
oh
That's
God.
nice.
I needed that.
nice.
Oh, ho, ho.
That's a word glitch.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's finished.
GG.
It's finished. It's finished.
Down
That came out of nowhere.
It's finished.
Yeah, big GG's. That was out of nowhere, dude.
It's the hardest I'll ever breathe for an insane demon. I'll tell you that right now. All right, we're done. We're done with it. We're done with that. How many attempts? Too many. Because I also have like a few thousand righty attempts.
Oof.
So I have about 5,000 lefty attempts, I'd say, or 3,000 even. Because I had a lot of righty attempts. Because I had righty attempts before. I was on like when I was 60 hertz. Then he had righty attempts when I was trying to beat it the first time. It was a couple thousand. But then I got bored of the level, and then I came back at the lefty. So it's too many. Kind of like Bausha, where I have attempts from the first time, attempts from the injury, attempts from lefty, just too many. First lefty achievement. This is the first lefty achievement. The first lefty level where I'm like, okay, this is not bad. This is not terrible. I thought I was gonna die at the wave once or twice. I really did, because I just figured lefty, I was gonna get all nervous, but kind of the adrenaline took over and my left finger was like, yeah, we're gonna just do it.